Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you as always by MEOR DC. The world is your what? What is the world? It's a beautiful world. Today's a lovely day in Silver Spring. It's a world so much beauty and opportunity, so much goodness, despite the shadows that exist in this world. But what is the world? Fill in the blank, please. The world is your... My grandfather, alav shalom, my mom's dad, used to say to me, maybe you heard it from your parents or grandparents, the world is your oyster. I never liked that, even before I started to keep kosher. And now I'm a rabbi. I certainly am not going to use that image so much. It's nice. Shakespeare, it's nice. But there's a more profound and more accurate Jewish view that will help us fill in that blank. The world is your what? And it comes from this week's Torah portion, Vayeitzei, in the book of Genesis. Jacob, Yaakov Avinu, our patriarch, is running away from his brother Esau, who wants to kill him. And Jacob is about to go into years, decades of self-imposed exile out of the Holy Land to escape his brother's wrath. And he's going to face trials and tribulations there with his uncle Lavan, who's sinister and dishonest. Yaakov's going to have blessing there and meet his wives. He only wants one, but he gets more than one, many children and much wealth. But he's nervous before he goes and apprehensive, and Hashem sends him on the eve of his departure this famous dream, one of the most famous prophetic dreams in the whole Torah, the dream of Yaakov's oyster. No, not oyster. Yaakov's ladder. The world is a ladder, according to Judaism, among other images that could come to mind. And here's the actual verses. Vayachalom, he dreamt, v'hine, sulam mutzav arza. The ladder was a ladder planted on the ground. V'rosho magia hashamayma, and its top extending to the heavens. And behold, angels of God going up and down on it. And Hashem was, as it were, atop it or over him. And in the story, God tells Jacob, Yaakov, don't worry, I'll protect you in your exile and bring you back to the land. But this image of the sulam, of the ladder, life being a ladder, so many layers of meaning and allusions that our great sages bring out, so much wisdom in this image. Part of it has to do with our history as a people. It foreshadows all of the exiles in our history. But I want to talk basic and on my level and your level in our lives. First off, from this dream, what do we learn? This world is connected to something beyond. It doesn't exist on its own. It doesn't go on its own. It's not in the middle of nowhere. It's connected to a higher source, to its source. And it's a ladder. What kind of connection? A rope, but a ladder. Why? A ladder is made for human beings. Made for human beings to go higher, to where they need to go, right? Step by step, not in some frantic attempt to leap up somewhere, but rung by rung, step by step. The purpose of this world is to, in and through the physical, that's represented by the ladder being planted on the ground, as it says, through the physical, step by step, elevate ourselves with our actions, with our good deeds, till we reach literally the heavens and God himself. Everything in this world ultimately being a vehicle to connect to God, Judaism teaches. That's the image of the ladder. And angels going up and down, the angels going up are mitzvot, the energy, the spiritual energy they create, and God sends down in response blessing to this world. You know, Sulam has the numerology, the gematria 130. The rabbis point out the same as Sinai, Mount Sinai. 130. There's always a conceptual connection with two numbers when they're the same, because at Mount Sinai, the Jewish people got 613 commandments, which are the very ladder of connecting this world to the next world. In this world, living, but elevating ourselves step by step. Have a wonderful Shabbos. The world is your ladder.